Hey everyone, Brett here from the Society Gaming Group, and today I'm going to introduce you to our brand new segment, TSGG Rewind. TSGG Rewind is kind of our little brain project in where we're going to introduce you to some of our favorite older games that maybe you didn't see, or you didn't play any when they came out. And just to start off, we're going to lead off with Ori and the Blind Forest. The reason I actually picked Ori and the Blind Forest to lead off with for this is because at E3 recently, Microsoft announced that Ori and the Will of the Wisp, the sequel, will be released in about 2019. So I wanted to take this chance to show you guys a brand new look at Ori and the Blind Forest. Just to start off here, you're going to see a lot of the combat. You're going to see it. Ori and the Blind Forest is an incredibly beautiful, visually stunning game, and that's what I wanted to really, really impress upon you guys when I was going through the combat and running around. You're not going to see anything of the story. I didn't really want to kind of spoil anything just for anybody that hadn't played the game, things of that nature. So you're going to see a lot of random running around, kind of showing off some of the abilities, the combat, some of the fun stuff that you can really do in Ori that even before I ever played it, I never really expected in the game. Right here, as I'm going through, you're seeing me do some of the collectible stuff. That was an ability point there. Here's a little bit. This is kind of a little bit of the story that you're looking at here, but you're not going to see anything about it. So if you're hoping for some spoilers like that, I'm sorry for you guys, but I really wanted to keep it mainly to the kind of miscellaneous stuff, just so you guys could get a real good feel for the visuals of the game. Ori is actually, for me, kind of impressive with how complex not only the combat, but the it is a platformer, but as far as the platforming, kind of jumping around, the puzzles in the game, it's just impressively complex for something that kind of, when I first looked at it, I thought it's a little bit kiddie. I mean, it really definitely touches your emotions when you get into the game, but that's kind of the story I didn't want to get into for you guys. So right here, you're watching me kind of jump around trying to figure out how to get through this without taking too much damage. I mean, I'm getting shot with these green orbs, and this was the first time I'd gone through this. There you see my first death of the video, and that brings me to one of my first topics. This is actually my only negative that I've discovered in the game, was with the save system. So right there you saw me die, and I popped up way back. With this one, when you do die, you do lose all of the progress that you gained, any collectibles, anything like that, you do lose those. The way that you save in the game is with your energy cells that you also use to kind of use your skills. So when I'm playing the game, I kind of, I definitely forget to save most of the time, just because I'm saving up those energy cells for skills. You'll constantly see me using that skill right there, that bash, where I'm kind of using the enemies to propel myself. Really, really cool, kind of unexpectedly complex ability system in the game. Right there, you're seeing me find another ability cell, and later on, you'll see the kind of the skill tree that goes on. I tried to make sure that you guys saw that. It's surprisingly. It's got a lot of RPG elements. It is a platformer, like I mentioned, but as far as the complex elements, I keep saying it, it's just impressive for me. There you see me die again, and I pop up way back where I had saved at that little save fountain again, and it can definitely be kind of frustrating, especially right here. I wasn't very far away, but if you forget to save for a little bit and you've done quite a bit, you found some collectibles or challenging things, it can definitely get a little bit frustrating. And I can tell you that when I was doing the video and going through the game for you guys, I was definitely yelling at the TV a few times when I unexpectedly died, or I hadn't saved in quite a while and I did lose some of those collectibles and things like that. That can get frustrating. So definitely, if you guys do pick it up, remember to save, because right here you're going to see me go get that same ability point over again, just because I died it was actually my second time, so my third time grabbing that ability, and right there you see me save, just because I realized I did not want to go back through this again and to have to get that ability cell. So this part right here, as far as a platformer, I haven't really enjoyed I mean, if you've listened to our previous podcasts, especially from me, you've definitely heard me complain about platformers and how they're just kind of simplistic or I don't really enjoy them. But in Ori, it's in the way that you move is so incredibly fluid. The abilities that it shows you here, I'm running up walls, I'm using the enemies, not only the enemies, but also the enemies' attacks to either shoot them back at them or launch myself up in the air higher. So it's pretty interesting, and it kind of keeps the game fresh for you, even though it is very vertical. It's very platform esque. It's definitely it keeps it very interesting, and it's kind of a cool thing. Like right here, where I'm jumping from the lanterns into the enemies, and I'm using them to propel myself upwards. It's a very cool aspect. You'll see me quite a few times shoot the enemies into the spikes just because you get those instant kills that I was really looking for. Um, right here, you'll see me trying to figure out a little bit about where I was going. I was just kind of searching around the area looking for some things to do. I really wanted to kind of show you guys the visuals of the game, and it's just impressively well done. From Microsoft Studios, it's just the game is just impressive. So right here, like I said, I'm trying to figure out how I can get up high enough to get up that wall, and this is kind of the complexity that you'll see in the game when you're trying to figure out how you're going to be able to get to the area you're looking at, and if you're not able to get there currently, you're trying to figure out, okay, I must not have that ability, or there must be an area further in the game that I've got to go. So this is when there will be times definitely when you're playing the game when you'll think, man, I don't feel like I'm progressing, but it's just because you're kind of sometimes you kind of get lost in the abilities that you've got. Right here, you're watching me. I jump around for about a minute, just kind of bashing off other enemies, using some of my abilities, attacking them, getting some experience points, which you see down in that bottom bar. I haven't really discussed that yet. You guys saw the ability cell that I had to grab a few times. And that's another cool aspect of the game. There's another little ability cell you see. And this is when you'll see me save the game and I bring up the ability tree. Now, this ability tree, as far as the game goes, is incredibly impressive. It's very broken down. You'll see the three trees there, and for a game like this, that's kind of more about visual and emotions, you don't really expect something like that. But that's kind of my take on the game, guys. There's about 7 more minutes of gameplay here. I'm going to get out of your hair, let you listen to the amazing soundtrack that's in the game. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the very first episode of TSGG Rewind.